health impact of climate change was reinforced during the St. Kitts and Nevis-led side event at the 4th International SIDS Conference in Antigua and Barbuda on Wednesday, May 29th at the American University of Antigua. Leading the event was Prime Minister and Minister of Health Dr. Terrance Drew, who was on a panel comprising Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Denzel Douglas, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies Ms. Sandra Maynard Tchaikouski York, Youth Officer in the Ministry of Youth Empowerment of St. Kitts and Nevis, and Dr. Joyelle Clarke, Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development. Prime Minister Drew outlined in his presentation the effects on health as a result of climate change.
So it means the more weather activities of the extreme that we have, the more people who will suffer. These are direct impacts. With stronger hurricanes comes flood. You have floods, and floods in itself has its own issues. I heard on a panel I was on, people died and disappeared, for example, in Bahamas. Water reached so high that families had to buy life vests, hoping that they can survive the flooding that came as a result. So the Caribbean is really being affected on multiple levels, but the health aspect must never be forgotten.
Professor Sir Hilary Beckles gave a historical background on the impact of slavery on the health of Caribbean citizens, and that reparatory justice is crucial to the development of the region.
So for 250 years, as late as the 1960s, when we entered into the independence process, working class children in this region were still going to school with sugar in their plastic bag to eat when they got hungry. So now we have a population that is addicted to sugar. They were fed on salted fish and salted pork imported from Canada, and they were fed salt and sugar every single day.
Meanwhile, Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Ms. Sandra Maynard, who has Kittitian roots, stressed the need for regionalism if the Caribbean is to survive the current challenges.
And what are we doing as a region? And I'm going to say this, that we need to be regionalists now. There is no place for us to start working in silos. And I look at the University of the West Indies, this is this region's regional institution. So you may not have a physical landed campus, as I say, within any of your islands, but we have a global campus. And that global campus is there to support and educate our young people.
Minister Denzel Douglas spoke on the issue of strengthening the health systems of the region and preventing the spread of diseases.
Also, of course, we want to make sure that the international community and our friends at the bilateral level would want to help us enhance prevention, preparedness, and response to better cope with the health emergencies and the epidemics which confront us from time to time. I don't think I need to refer to the COVID experience.
Mr. York from the Ministry of Youth brought to the discussion the youth perspective.
The truth. Climate change poses an existential threat to younger generations. Rising temperatures, extreme weather events, dwindling natural resources, and escalating sea levels are just a few manifestations of this crisis. These phenomena not only endanger lives and livelihoods, but also disrupt ecosystems, exacerbate poverty, and create conflict over scarce resources.
At the end of the session, which entertained questions from the audience, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis signed an MOU with the University of the West Indies, details of which we'll present in a subsequent report. I'm Andre Huey, reporting from the SIDS conference in Antigua and Barbuda for SKN Newsline.